Just starting with some beef tallow fat bites that I cut up in our cast iron that I just re-seasoned. I actually watched the Carnivore Hunters, the two brothers. They had cleaned a skillet using the salt, and I was like, oh, that's a good idea. So I did that this morning, and it turned out really, really good. This one really never seasoned properly. The next set that I have that I had bought came, and they're already seasoned. I'm not sure with what type of oil, so we will be washing that and re-seasoning them, and I'll use the same way I did following the Carnivore Brothers way of doing it. Alright, so just kind of get them started. What I'm making today is a Porterhouse. Now, sometimes porterhouses don't have a lot of fat on theirs, but I get my meat at Fairway Market, and I have them leave the fat on, just like I do the ribeye. They always leave the extra on there. Alright, so I'm going to bring these off to the sides. Let them cook. There we go. And then I did dry this off. And then what I'm going to be using on my steak is going to be the Redmonds real salt, and this is the hickory flavor. I do have the cherry, and I'm going to use that probably next week. I'm going to make some jerky, and I'm going to use the cherry flavor, and we'll see how it turns out. So I'm going to get some of this on here. Okay. Shoot these. And I have this on 380 high. If you don't have a cast iron skillet, of course, you can use a regular skillet. But it is close to Christmas time, so now's a good time to ask for a cast iron skillet if you need one. I basically do it on a really high heat, and I do about 2 to 3 minutes per side. This is just, like I said, that Redmonds real salt. Trying not to make a mess on the stove that we spent yesterday cleaning off. You'll notice if you eat carnivore or ketovore, you're going to have a lot of fat, a lot of grease. Even with all the fat that's on this steak, I'm still like to add in these ribeye bites to make sure I'm getting in enough fat. I would say my ratio was 50-50, and I think it's even more like 60% fat and 40 protein. I just find I feel better. I sleep better unless I eat too late at night. So I did that last night because I got called in to see a patient. And I will not do that again. If that happens again, I will just fast. Did not sleep very well at all. All right, just a few more on this side, and then we will flip this over. Look at that. Yum. I like to press it down just so I make sure it's getting on that high heat. Now, I like my steaks extremely rare. Blue rare would be the best. I'm not going to do it quite that much. But I do, if I'm going to eat mine right away, I probably would do 3 minutes on each side. But since this is going to be reheated, I'll do it less than that. That way when you reheat it, you don't overcook it. Cook out everything good. Yeah, this is looking really good. This is kind of how I would like to have mine. Let's try to get the fat out from underneath of it, because I want the steak to have that charred look on this side. And then I actually bring it out and let it rest for about 5 to 7 minutes before I start to cut it. Looking good. All right, I'm going to add some more of that Redmonds salt on this side. And then I'll probably add some of the Redmonds real salt, just the plain, on top of it as well. Like I said, just making sure that I get all those edges where that fat is nice and crispy. And as you see, when you don't overcook your steak, it doesn't shrink down. When the steak comes out, I will leave these ribeye bites in there and let them cook just a little bit more. I like them to be crispier than that. That's just my preference. Let that, kind of get that off of there. We're going to let that set and do its thing. And get those moved around. So pretty quick and easy to make a day's worth of my food. That is it. I'm going to turn that off, move that back. As you can see, I don't know if you can see my cat Smokey, but he's down here hoping that I'll drop some of this. It's not going to happen, Smokey. Okay, so that is my finished steak. Like I said, we'll let it set 5 to 8 minutes. I'll cut it off the bone. I cut it up into pieces, add in my ribeye bites. Okay, and that will be 2 meals because I already have half of one of these put up from last night. I couldn't eat it all, and I'm glad I didn't. So, but that is all I have to show you for now. So you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and as I always say, meat, heat, eat, and repeat.